Aside from being old, white, and male, that's where the similarities between the two presidential hopefuls are meant to end. After all, Trump brands Biden as a Trojan horse for far-left extremism. Meanwhile, Biden presents Trump as an authoritarian demagogue. Like night is to day, like cold is to hot, absolute polar opposites. But are they? Because on one particular issue, Joe Biden is singing the same tune as Donald Trump. He's announced that he is now a supporter of economic protectionism.
We can't allow the Good Friday Agreement that brought peace to Northern Ireland to become a casualty of Brexit. Any trade deal between the US and UK must be contingent upon respect for the agreement and preventing the return of a hard border, period.
It's usually Trump who's threatening to tear up trade deals and renegotiate them in America's interests, remember?
We will never, ever sign bad trade deals.
Russia didn't adhere to the treaty, so until they adhere, we will pull out.
Well, I think the Trans-Pacific Partnership was not a good deal for us. And if they made it a good deal for us, I'd go in. I will not accept a bad deal for the American people.
Let's not forget that Biden used to criticize Donald Trump for this kind of thing. But that is ancient history. Now, Joe Biden is tooting the horn of economic nationalism. He is going to punish corporations that operate overseas with heavier taxes. The same for corporations that push their products primarily on foreign buyers. And he's now got his Buy American plan that he's drawn up to reward companies for operating only in the United States. However, some are just not buying it. The president of the German Foreign Trade Association says that Biden's record indicates that he is far, far less anti-globalist than Trump.
Protectionism will not be less under President Biden than under Donald Trump. Even the Democrats are not great friends of liberal world trade.
It may be a two-horse race, but when it comes to the issue of trade, both jockeys are riding with the same ideas, perhaps packaged, though, with different words.
They're appealing to voters, what they think voters are, rather than looking at free trade and open trade as a potential for expanding business and differing the sectors, basically looking at protectionist measures, which I think is not good for long-term perspective. I'm not sure if there's big differences. Maybe one's wide out in the open, and they'll state the Trump side will state clearly that they're against certain agreement, and yet we've got threats coming from the other side as well. Mr. Biden and the Democratic parties, the House speakers, statements. Well, I would almost categorize this as threats towards the UK government. The threats that are being made on both sides, and especially on the more recently from the Biden camp, definitely is alienating global international corporations, as well as small corporations that are attempting to have an international presence. And so I think we should be promoting international relationships and promoting our corporations, both small, medium, and large, to expand operations overseas and to develop partnerships internationally.